I don't even like to use the term stopping the meeting. We just want to get some responsible adult, communication and try to do the right thing by the citizen.
Well, for the first time in many weeks, Dalton trustees and Mayor Tiffany Henyard held a public meeting together, but not at
As we dive into the drama surrounding Tiffany Henyard, the embattled mayor of Dalton, Illinois, and the growing rebellion from two of her fiercest critics, trustees Chris Gonzalez and Carmen Carlisle, we're witnessing one of the most contentious political battles to rock the village in years. This story has it all: power struggles, corruption accusations, boycotts, and a mayor who's as polarizing as she is bold.
Tonight was a special board meeting because business has not gotten done at two previous meetings, so that's some progress there, but this meeting was not without its fair.
In a bold move that has everyone talking, it all comes down to Henyard's lack of transparency, or more accurately, her refusal to be open. Gonzalez and Carlisle's full-scale boycott of Henyard has effectively brought township governments to a halt. In addition to accusing her leadership of pushing through unnecessary agenda items and making questionable spending decisions with taxpayer funds, the two trustees are also blasting Henyard for what they see as a complete absence of board accountability and transparency.
Something doesn't mean progress is happening, but we need to know that progress is actually being made and the best things are being done.
The most recent township board meeting in Dalton devolved into a striking display of dysfunction, highlighting the turmoil that often plagues local governance in the area. What was initially expected to be a routine session quickly spiraled into a standstill when board members Gonzalez and Carlisle failed to attend, effectively derailing the meeting. Their absence prevented the board from reaching a quorum, a critical requirement for conducting official business, and brought all decision-making to a halt. Without a quorum, the board could not vote, make appointments, or advance any pressing matters, leaving the township in a state of complete gridlock. This development underscored the deep divisions and strategic maneuvering within the board, as the absence of these two key members appeared more like a calculated move in an ongoing power struggle than a mere coincidence. Frustration rippled through the meeting room as both officials and residents found themselves powerless to address vital issues. With the board's inability to function effectively becoming glaringly obvious, the lack of progress during the meeting reflected broader issues of mistrust and discord within the township's leadership, a recurring theme that has repeatedly hindered efforts to serve the community. The ramifications of the deadlock extend beyond the boardroom, as the township faces mounting challenges that demand decisive action. Instead, the stalemate has only further eroded public confidence in the board's ability to govern responsibly, with many residents expressing anger over the lack of accountability and collaboration among their elected officials. For a township already steeped in political tension and competing agendas, the gridlock served as a stark reminder of how infighting and power plays can paralyze governance, leaving the community to suffer the consequences as pressing issues remain unresolved. The question now is whether the board can overcome its divisions and fulfill its obligations to the township, casting a shadow over the future of Dalton's leadership and progress.
Show up. We are not able to pay bills. We are not able to handle.
The board was set to vote on selecting a new trustee to replace Jerry Jones, who resigned for personal and health reasons, but Gonzalez and Carlisle weren't having it. They accused Henyard of trying to appoint a yes man to rubber stamp a controversial spending plan, filling the board with supporters who wouldn't challenge her decisions. Carlisle's boycott occurred at a critical moment. As you mentioned, due to the absence of the two trustees, the meeting adjourned early. Without Gonzalez and Carlisle, there weren't enough board members to make formal decisions, and the stakes are high. In April, Thornton Township will hold an election that could drastically change the board's makeup. As Gonzalez put it, "We're not going to be part of the circus. We just want to get some responsible adults in here, communicate, and do the right thing by the citizens." Both Gonzalez and Carlisle are determined to stop Henyard from accumulating more power before voters have their say. Carlisle echoed the sentiment, saying, "Just because somebody is doing something doesn't mean progress is happening. We need to know that actual progress is being made and the best decisions are being made for the township." But why all the drama? This isn't the first time Henyard's leadership has come under scrutiny. Tensions between Henyard and the trustees have been simmering for months. The trustees have repeatedly accused Henyard of ignoring their input and pushing through her agenda without proper oversight. This latest standoff over the trustee appointment is just the tip of the iceberg. Another recent board meeting had to be cancelled due to a lack of quorum, following a dispute about the meeting location after trustees expressed safety concerns. What's even more concerning is the impact this gridlock could have on the daily lives of Thornton Township residents. Essential services like managing payroll, paying bills, and ensuring the smooth operation of local government are now in jeopardy. It's unclear how long the township can function without a fully operational board. According to Gonzalez and Carlisle, this isn't just a political battle. It's about whether the local government can effectively serve the community during a crisis. Public frustration is growing. Residents are becoming increasingly vocal, with some planning protests outside board meetings, demanding accountability and transparency about where their tax dollars are going. Both sides are under mounting pressure to resolve their differences, but neither Henyard nor the trustees seem willing to compromise. It's a classic case of political infighting, with the stakes higher than ever. Henyard's supporters argue that the trustees are obstructing progress for their own political gain. They claim Henyard is being unfairly targeted because she's challenging the status quo, pointing to her ambitious plans for the township, including new community programs and infrastructure improvements, as evidence that she's working in the best interest of Dalton's residents. But with the board deadlocked, none of these plans are moving forward, leaving the township in a state of limbo. Henyard wasn't about to let the trustees' boycott go unnoticed. She took to Facebook Live, one of her go-to platforms when things get heated, to accuse Gonzalez and Carlisle of causing unnecessary gridlock and hindering township business. She framed the situation as a power grab on their part, claiming they were trying to block her from making crucial decisions for the future of the township. But Gonzalez and Carlisle are standing firm, making it clear they won't let Henyard run unchecked. They've argued that filling the trustee vacancy should involve more community input, not just a quick board vote. To them, this isn't just about filling an empty seat, it's about ensuring the right person gets the job, someone who will challenge Henyard's decisions and bring some much-needed oversight to the board. At the heart of this conflict is Henyard's handling of the township's finances. Her spending has not been publicly reviewed, and there is still no finalised plan for a new bank account to ensure the township's financial stability, according to Gonzalez and Carlisle, who have raised concerns about Henyard's financial decisions for months. They accuse her of pushing through spending plans that haven't been thoroughly vetted and of refusing to answer questions about where the township's money is going.
The board meeting got canceled because of a lack of a quorum.
And that came after a disagreement about where to hold the meeting, as trustees expressed concerns for their safety.
Local governments often struggle with financial transparency, but the accusations against Tiffany Henyard have escalated these concerns to a troubling new level. Trustees claim that Henyard isn't just withholding critical financial information from the board, but also keeping it hidden from the public, further deepening suspicions about her administration's handling of taxpayer funds. This lack of transparency has left the township paralysed, as the board is currently unable to reach a quorum. Without a quorum, the board can't approve payroll, address bills, or maintain essential township services, causing operations to grind to a halt. The situation has ignited frustration among residents, who are growing more concerned by the lack of progress and transparency. With major decisions hanging in the balance, the community is left in the dark about where their tax dollars are going, especially regarding significant expenditures such as community projects and administrative costs. The absence of clear financial oversight has only fueled mistrust, leaving taxpayers wondering if their hard-earned money is being mishandled or squandered. Trustees Gonzalez and Carlisle have made it their mission to hold Henyard accountable for these financial issues, but their efforts are being thwarted by the board's inability to meet and deliberate effectively. This deadlock has created a tense standoff, with no clear resolution in sight. As the township's financial health becomes an increasing concern, both residents and officials are left questioning how long this gridlock can last before it causes irreversible damage to the township's operations and reputation. The lack of transparency surrounding major expenditures has only worsened fears that mismanagement could have lasting consequences for vital community services and public trust. As both sides dig in their heels, tensions remain high, signaling that the conflict is far from over. The trustees' determination to address these fundamental issues clashes with Henyard's perceived evasiveness, highlighting a growing divide in leadership that threatens to destabilize the township. Until these financial and governance issues are addressed, the township remains in a precarious state, with residents caught in the crossfire of political infighting and administrative paralysis.
6, embattled Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard is mounting a re-election bid. Henyard made the announcement in a post on her Facebook.
The drama surrounding Mayor Tiffany Henyard has escalated further, with her facing eviction from a property she leased in Dalton. The landlord alleges that Henyard has not paid rent for months and is now seeking to reclaim the house. This personal legal battle is only one piece of the larger political turmoil engulfing Henyard as the township faces rising opposition and unrest on multiple fronts. Henyard's future as mayor hangs in the balance, as she has yet to officially announce her candidacy for re-election. but she's already facing a serious challenge from the reformist Thorn Township Party, which has announced a slate of candidates for the April election. Among these challengers is Harvey Mayor Christopher Clark, whose own political history adds fuel to the already intense power struggle for control of the township. This isn't just a local power struggle, it's an all-out battle over leadership accountability and the future direction of the township. Henyard is at the centre of a political firestorm, and her tenure has been marked by mounting opposition from trustees, including those who have spearheaded the fight against her. As Henyard fights to hold on to power, she has turned to social media, using platforms like Facebook to announce her intentions and fiercely criticise her critics, framing the conflict as an orchestrated campaign against her leadership. Despite the legal challenges and vocal opposition, Henyard has shown no signs of backing down. She is engaging in a relentless battle to defend her position and rally support, but the escalating tensions raise serious questions about how much longer this standoff can last and what the ultimate outcome will be for the township. With each passing day, the situation grows more precarious and the stakes get higher. Residents and political observers alike are left wondering how this deeply divided community will navigate through this period of unprecedented turmoil and uncertainty. Henyard's determination to hold on to power despite mounting opposition and legal pressure underscores the volatile nature of the political landscape in Thorn Township. The future of governance remains uncertain, with both sides entrenched in their positions. Trustees Chris Gonzalez and Carmen Carlisle have taken a stand, declaring that they've had enough and demanding greater transparency, oversight, and community involvement in decision-making. This signals a growing frustration with the current state of leadership in Thorn Township. To fully understand their opposition, it's essential to examine Henyard's controversial political history. Her tenure has been marked by persistent conflicts over financial decisions, governance style, and broader township matters. She's faced accusations of withholding information, mismanaging resources, and creating an atmosphere of mistrust, but remains one of the most influential figures in the township. Despite the criticism, legal challenges, and vocal opposition, Henyard has proven remarkably resilient. She has managed to weather storms that would have likely derailed other leaders, using controversy to her advantage by framing it as a platform to solidify her position and rally her supporters. Her fiery rhetoric, including recent statements about seeking the arrest of those she claims are working against her, demonstrates her willingness to go on the offensive to protect her authority. However, her detractors argue that this approach has deepened divisions within the township, sidelined community voices, and hindered progress on critical issues. Henyard's ability to navigate repeated challenges speaks to her political savvy, but it also highlights the fractured leadership in Thorn Township, where conflict often takes precedence over collaboration. For Gonzalez and Carlisle, their push for reform represents a desire for a new era of accountability and inclusivity. Yet, their efforts are continuously blocked by Henyard's entrenched political power. As the township struggles with these tensions, Henyard's ability to handle the challenges ahead will determine not only her political future, but also the trajectory of governance in Thorn Township. With opposition growing on all sides, Henyard's political future remains uncertain. Will she manage to maintain her power, or will her opponents succeed in overthrowing her? The stakes are incredibly high, and Henyard's legacy as one of the most controversial leaders in Thorn Township's history will depend on how she navigates the coming months. So, what's next for Henyard? Based on her past behaviour, it seems she isn't going down without a fight. She's already preparing for a re-election battle in Dalton and is likely to run a strong campaign for township supervisor as well. But with mounting opposition, her political future is anything but certain. As for the ongoing eviction drama, the landlord has reportedly tried to meet with Henyard after months of rent non-payment, raising the question: can Henyard hold on to power, or will her legal and political battles finally catch up with her? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this political rollercoaster.